Welcome into another edition of the Cavalier Connection podcast. I'm your host, Jack Lowe, joined as always by my partners in crime, Jay Ballard, and my dad, Jeff Lowe. How are we doing tonight, guys, Jay?
Doing all right, Jack. Been a long day of watching football on a Sunday, and yeah, lots to talk about from last night too.
That's right, Dad.
It's always a good day when you got football to watch. Today, the Redskins won.
That's right.
Virginia let us down yesterday, and I've got some choice words for Verizon when we get done.
Yeah, and the way I'm sorry, but the way you were saying that, it's just funny the way that the microphone was perfectly positioned in front of your mouth, like it's trying to bleep what you're trying to say. It's not anymore. You're sitting a little more down. And it was like this, but anyways, yes, lots to talk about. Before we get into anything, though, I want to bring up our Mincer's moment of the week came from yesterday's football game against NC State. Jamari Taylor had himself a day yesterday, over 100 rushing yards, had a couple breakout runs, had a really nice day. And he also had this one in a short yardage situation that we're going to play now as our Mincer's moment of the week.
Morris to the backfield. They're going to try and run for it here, and he bounces free. Jamari Taylor with a flag down, sees the end zone. If it stands, touchdown.
How about
from
that?
here, and he's putting his skills on display. Not the biggest back, but you see the physicality, the speed, the finish. Jamari Taylor with a touchdown.
So there you have it. And the flag was offsides, by the way, on NC State, so it didn't negate the run. The run stood. And a great run for Jamar. Had a great day overall. Great stats. Had a couple of really nice breakout runs. Any thoughts, guys? Dad?
Yeah, he was one of the bright spots was Jamari Taylor. He had that one. There was a couple to choose from. He had a 66-yard run as well.
Yep.
That was just a big one to get the game started. 0-0, 4th and 1, bounced off the tackle, and then he was gone.
Yep.
Could we have used that 4th and 1 late in the game in the red zone?
Yeah, I like Jamari Taylor a lot yesterday. What was not to like? He was the bell cow. Xavier didn't do a whole lot with his carries. So I think maybe there's some separation coming in the tailback room. Jamari seems to be the clear-cut guy. And we kind of had heard that going into the season. The coaches would say 1A, 1B, or 1A, 1A, but early on in the year, while Xavier and Noah, they're getting some run, it looks like it's clearly Taylor's backfield first.
Yeah, and he finished with 17 carries, 150 yards, by the way, and 3 of those carries for touchdowns. So those were your stats for Jamari Taylor. He also had 2 receptions for 13 yards as well. But very good play, like everything you guys just said. Had an outstanding day, a couple of explosive runs. That one was on a 4th and 1, and then he also had a 3rd and 1 that he took to the house as well for deep. So that was really good for Jamari Taylor, who has won our Mincer's moment of the week. With that being said, I also want to.
Can you hear me, Jay?
I can hear you, Joe.
Before the Coastal Carolina game, outstanding, very good. One thing that
Jack,
can help.
Jack, could you start that over because you went away for a minute?
Yep.
Sorry about that. But we got some A Squared pizza before the Coastal Carolina game, and it is outstanding Detroit style pizza. You definitely want to go check them out. One thing that can help us get over that loss yesterday would be a Detroit style pizza from our friends over at A Squared. Fresh, handcrafted, and loaded with flavor. It's the perfect pizza to get over that disastrous loss from yesterday, or the perfect pizza for your tailgate this Saturday as William & Mary comes into town. Give them a call, 434-465-2186. Again, that's 434-465-2186, and get your A game on with A Squared Pizza. Dad, you had some of that pizza too. How'd it taste?
It was good. It was quite good.
Very good.
I like pizza, and I like that A Square pizza. Really good. Enjoyed
Detroit
it
style.
tailgate.
Really, really good. We got some. I was eating it in the car. Mason was eating it in the car. It was a whole party we had going on. Very good pizza. You definitely want to go check them out. Very good.
I noticed one thing, Jack, about when I was looking at the pictures of the pizza. And Jeff, he's getting a good piece of pizza. He's eating the pizza. By the time the picture got to you, Jack, you had a crumb left.
Yeah, they
I
took
think you
Mason's
ate the
picture
piece
first.
so fast.
I was trying to get out of the car. They took Mason's
He
picture
wolfed
first.
it down. He wolfed it down.
Hey, it was
2
good.
bites is gone.
I can't
Yeah.
help myself. The pizza was outstanding. That's just how good the pizza was. So big shout out to A Squared. Very good stuff, and definitely go check them out. All right. I don't know where we want to start necessarily, but 35-31 was your final score from yesterday's game between NC State and Virginia in Raleigh, taking the road loss late. Chandler Morris interception that ultimately finalized the result. So, just start with how good the offense was for both sides in that first half. Such a shootout, and even into the second half, some. The offense looked good. We talked a bit about Jamari Taylor. Chandler Morris looked solid, especially on third down. But overall, initial thoughts on what happened yesterday, Jay?
Well, it's kind of a flip of the previous week. Offense last week came out slow. Defense came out firing on all cylinders. Yesterday, the offense came out unstoppable, and the defense was just horrible. If I'm being honest, there's not many words you can say other than that. They didn't really do a whole lot good. They got no pressure on the quarterback. They didn't stop the run. They missed tackles left and right. They took terrible angles. And I don't know if they were just misjudging the speed of NC State, thinking they had the right angles and they didn't. But the offense was great. You want to talk offense, the offense did everything that they could do. I mean, short of you're not going to score on every possession, especially early. The third down percentage was incredible.
They finished,
but I kept telling myself, as I was watching the game, I kept telling myself, we can't sustain this third down percentage. We're not going to stay on the field if we keep putting ourselves in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. But I kept getting proven wrong. I mean, he kept finding guys and kept making plays, but it was one of those things. It was like, you can't expect that to happen every time you put yourself in that situation. And, eventually the offense kind of got slowed down a little bit, and, 10-point halftime lead went away.
Ted?
I did want to shout out. I thought Edgerrin played really well, the receiver. He made a lot of big catches on those third downs, and they weren't all easy catches.
Yeah.
Diving, going to the ground, high balls. I thought he was really good. I think we got a really good one in that one. Cam Ross made a few catches, had a nice punt return yesterday. Team's going to have to stop kicking to him. Or they're going to learn the hard way, like kicking to Devin Hester back in the day. Offensively, we were solid. I thought the line played well. Offensive line played well. Chandler Morris had time. Offense was solid in the first half for us. But, boy, that third quarter, 21-0 in the third quarter, give up 21. That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll mention this. The defense. I'll start with the defense. The defense was bad. They didn't have an answer until it was. I don't want to say too little, too late, because they got the stop they needed to give the offense a chance, but it was pretty much too little, too late, because they did not stop that offense throughout the third quarter and the first half. CJ Bailey kind of did his thing for NC State in the first half, and then the second half is when Hollywood Smothers just unleashed. And he was kind of quiet in the first half. Second half, here comes Hollywood Smothers, the running back, and he was good. There was no stopping him, really. The defense didn't do anything. I didn't like the pressure. There was not good enough pressure getting to the quarterback. I thought going into that one that Virginia should 100% be sending pressure almost every play, because dropping back in zone clearly was not working by any means. Because when you give CJ Bailey time, he's going to do CJ Bailey things, whether that's throw an absolute dart to somebody weaving through the zones, or whether that's him taking off through the Virginia contain and getting a 30-yard rushing touchdown, or rushing for a 50-yard first down, or whatever. Bailey's a good quarterback. I'm not going to take that away from him. I think he's a very good quarterback. But Virginia's got to find a way. That defense has got to find a way to stop them until it's too late when they did finally make some stops.
I thought there was no contain. And I thought that was one of the problems. And then I thought we were over pursuing one way, and they hit us with one little move, and boom, gone to the outside and gone. I thought, and then we had chances to get him down, and we would just whiff. I'm talking, when we did get that to the quarterback, we'd whiff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, Jeff, we weren't even hitting him. It was a complete whiff.
I'm saying whiff. Was it Melton?
We would run in and just completely.
Melton had one where he touched the quarterback at best, but that was it.
No, I know. No, that defense was rough, and I really didn't expect that out of NC State because I watched them play ECU. I think ECU might be a national title contender myself if their defense is that good and NC State's offense is that good. The way we made NC State offense look like they're a national title contender. I mean, and we couldn't stop them for nothing. And the game against ECU, I know it's the first game of the season, but good God, completely.
Well, I'd have to look it up, but Coastal Carolina yesterday was playing a horrible team. They were ahead. They ended up winning 13-0, but they were up 3-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I think what we saw the previous week that had everyone so excited was far more about Coastal Carolina's ineptitude on offense and less about Virginia's progression on defense from last year. I'm very concerned. I mean, you look at the guys we brought in, Mitchell Melton, Fisher Kamak, and Jacob Holmes on the D-line. These guys, look, I don't want to panic, but it's in my nature to panic. And I'm hitting the red alarm because we're getting no pressure. None. I mean, now we're not going to face a quarterback as athletic as Bailey probably the rest of the season.
And Castellanos is athletic.
Yeah, but he's 5'10". Bailey's 6'6".
Yeah.
I mean, not that Castellanos won't tear us apart, but I mean, Bailey's a special kind of talent. We had no answer.
Yeah,
you just don't see many statues back there anymore, and if we don't get better on the defensive front, like I think the back end will be Carnley. First of all, Carnley's tackling was atrocious. He was, and he got beat. I mean, everybody's gonna get beat. But God, the tackling was atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just atrocious.
Everything Ballhawk said in his episode after the Coastal Carolina game, how, and I full agreement too, the pursuit and the tackling, how great the tackling was. Yeah. That went out the window Saturday.
It did.
We couldn't make a tackle Saturday.
No.
Never.
It was like the step up in athletes was just it was too much.
Yeah, and and me and Jack we've debated this whole thing here at the house. And listen, I'm not off the Elliott bandwagon, but Jack, he's in the defense mode, and I'm like, well, and he said to me yesterday when he came home, typical Virginia fans, 2 weeks in, they're jumping off the bandwagon or the Elliott, whatever,
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, wait a minute. We gotta come to the defense of the people who have jumped off the bandwagon. It'd be different if we've seen something different, but it's like you always say, Jay, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, or however that saying goes.
Shame on me.
How many times do you get fooled before you realize, wait a minute, we got a problem here? And I mean, you can't fault a fan for saying you're gonna have to prove it to me on the field before I'm going to buy in. So now after that performance, William and Mary game, we're probably going to have 25,000 people there. Like, what's this attendance going to be? All the hype. You're up 24-14 at halftime. If you go in there and you finish that game and you put them away like you should, think about the hype coming in. I don't care who's coming into town. It's something to be excited about. Now we're 1-1. You blew the game. Their defense did not look good. Coach Elliott's record, and since he's been there, is God knows what it is. It's not good. Like the history tells you, I've seen this story before, and I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. I'm not yet, and I hope I don't have to. But I'm just telling you, these fans are not crazy to jump off the bandwagon. They're not crazy to not
11-23 coming into the season. And you spend, God knows, you hear reports of between 20 and 30 million.
Yes.
We spend 20 and 30 million to give up 35 to a team that ECU held to 24. What are we doing? What are we doing? Now, do I think we win this game if Cam Robinson plays? Probably. If you look at PFF's grades from yesterday, Landon Danley was down at like the very, he was like, if he wasn't the lowest rated defender, he was second to high, second lowest or something. But it doesn't matter. This is the year of accountability. There's no excuses that can be made. And I'll be honest, Elliott went into the press conference and he's saying the things that I guess he has to say. We're right there. We got to make the play. I want to see him ticked off. Will Bettridge, step up and make a kick. Then all you got to do is kick a field goal to win the game. What are you doing? Like, make a kick. You got one freaking job. Make a kick. Put the other kid in. Put the long leg kid in there. Let him kick it. You've already missed 2 in 2 games. You're done. You're out. Giving the other kid a chance. We got 9 corners we brought in. We can't tackle. Put somebody else in the game. We can't get any quarterback pressure. Put somebody else in the game. Do something. It was awful. The defense was so bad. And then I don't want to pour on Morris because Morris, I thought, played a good game.
Played a good game.
But that decision at the end, you got Twitty, and I know he said he didn't see him. I don't play Division I quarterback. I don't know what you see and what you don't see. But on television, Twitty's sitting there running with his, he's there. He's just wide open, and he's there. And so he walks into the end zone if you throw it to Twitty. And there's so many things in that game that if any one of them was a little bit different, we win. We threw that game in the toilet and flushed it. We were absolutely the better team, and we lost. I mean, and that's coaching. I'm sorry. When you're the better team and you lose, it's because of coaching. That 4th and 1 play call down there at the end was trash. Straight trash.
I agree. And listen, on that 4th and 1, okay, and me and Jack debated this one last night too, because he said, well, they've showed that same play over and over, so try to change it up. But listen, we showed that same shotgun handoff play all those times, and guess what happened? It worked every time. And let's say you want to change it up. That's fine. Let's get in the exact same formation that they've seen time after time after time and fake it to him and then roll out and take it yourself for probably a touchdown, or give him the option to throw the football. If you want to change it up, the pitch out to the right, I don't get it. Listen,
the pitch out to the right, it was trash can juice. Period.
All the naysayers can say I didn't play football. You're correct. You can say whatever. I'm just a fan, and that's correct. I'm a fan, but I'm just telling you what I see, and I just didn't understand that. And Robert says the 4th and 1 is the same garbage isolation play Des plays every time. I mean, we've just seen the story way too many times. So dang, Jamari Taylor, he was controlling the game. I don't understand it. It's frustrating. And listen, yesterday, I'm just telling you, and I've told y'all about this podcast has calmed me down a lot. But I'm telling you, yesterday I wasn't calm. I was not calm in this house. Jack wasn't here to see it, but I was very disappointed. We'll just say that I wasn't out in the front yard kicking things, but I can tell you the level of frustration. I mean, and just because after everything's said and done, we had a chance to go down and win the game, and I really thought we were going to. I was like, man, this is something else. We're going to find a way to get to 2-0. As bad as this has been on the defensive side and all the mistakes we've made to give the game to NC State. And that throw he made, and once again, I thought, Chandler Morris played a good game. But that throw, I could even understand. And he said, he should have thrown it away. And, throw it away. If you didn't see Twitty, that's fine. Throw it away. Or, the talk is that was a defensive end covering him. Okay, throw the ball up. He just threw it right into his back. Because, the comment was he wasn't looking. Yeah, he wasn't looking, but you threw it right into his back. And then he turned around. Throw it up.
That ball, he had to catch it.
Yeah, throw it up while he's not looking. And possibly, even if you don't catch it, you might get a pass interference, and we might have the ball at the 5-yard line. And also, and once again, we're rushing down there. We had plenty of time. And if we score too quick, NC State gets the ball back, and guess what they did all day? They moved the ball. They might go down and win the game themselves or kick a field goal, to tie.
We needed to score with about 25 seconds or less.
Yes. Anyway, so I mean that's just my frustration. I know this week we're going to come out against William and Mary, and we're going to look good, and we're gonna beat William and Mary handily, and that's what we're supposed to do. And then we're going to play Stanford. And hopefully we beat Stanford at home. I think we'll
beat them handily as well.
We should. And then we got Florida State coming in on a Friday night. And we're going to be sitting in at 3-1. And then after Florida State, we go to Louisville. You tell me if we're 3-3, the panic button's not pressed. But I mean, listen, find a way to win one of those games, and I'm going to feel much better. But right now, I don't feel great.
I mean, JMU held Louisville to, I won't say held them. They gave 28. Up 28.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have 28 on us in the first half. Now, we might score 21 or 24, but we're going to give it up, man. Look, I'm sorry. They spent a lot of money, and you can't. I mean, they just looked slow. If they looked fast and they were flying around and just looked, missed tackles and that was it. But they looked slow. NC State had way more speed on the field. Corey Costner looked fast. I'll say that, and he's a first year. I like that. But man, I'm just so disappointed that we lost that game because it was right there. And if you winning masks everything. If you win, who cares? You're 2-0, and you're going to be 4-0.
Yep.
But now you're 3-1. Well, we were 4-1 last year. What did we finish? 5-7.
Yep.
So being 3-1, going into a big game at home against Florida State, who's scored 77 yesterday and has already beaten Alabama. Good luck. Good luck.
I wonder what the fan base is going to look like. We beat William and Mary, you beat Stanford, and if we beat them handily, is the fan base showing out Friday night for Florida State?
I think they will because it's a nationally televised game. It's a chance to show off a little bit. But the performance on the field is going to be what concerns me. I mean, I don't know that we can. I don't know that's a winnable game.
I get the fans' concern, and I've said this before. I tweeted it this morning. I don't fault the fans for the concern. What I do think is there is some overreaction there. 100%. They should have won that football game, and I agree with you, Jay. The coaching lost that game. 100%. The coaching lost that game. You can't say that Chandler Morris lost that game. He played a great game. It just came down to the last play, and it's just unfortunate. That's his first turnover in a UVA uniform. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. The difference between us potentially being 3-1 going into that FSU game this year and being 4-1 last year is, number one, a much easier schedule down the line. Virginia plays FSU, at Louisville, Duke, those are your tough opponents. UNC isn't looking very good right now. They only scored 2 touchdowns against Charlotte last night.
Duke got blown out as well yesterday at
And
home.
yeah, they were playing Illinois. I'll give him a benefit. But yeah,
just real quick, and NC State didn't look very good against ECU either.
No, they did not.
But go ahead,
No, they didn't.
Jack. Sorry, go ahead.
And I think NC State's a nice football team. I do. But so the difference is
Nice.
number one is it's a much easier schedule down the line. Virginia will finish higher than 5-7. It's not a question to me. Number 2, and it's going to sound stupid, but the roster is so different. The offensive line specifically is so different. The biggest issue with last year's team was the offensive line. Cavalier was going down 11 times, 12 times. He went down so much. And I know some of that is blasted because he was running out of bounds or whatever. Say what you want. The offensive line this year so far has looked outstanding. And I know Coastal Carolina, say what you want, whatever. NC State, that's an ACC team. That's a nice defensive line. I'm sure it's a power 4 defensive line compared to Coastal Carolina. And you had a backup in at right tackle. Wallace Unama didn't even play. You had a backup in at right tackle, and the offensive line held strong. Morris didn't go down once, and the run blocking is incredible. You see what Jamari Taylor is able to do and take advantage of the run blocking.
Well, hold on with the run blocking because, yes, the stats look good, but it was like a home run or bust in a lot of those situations. I mean,
yeah, but
it wasn't a whole lot of 4 or 5 yard carries. It was
the opposite of the Coastal. The Coastal game was like that. They didn't have any explosive runs, but they had the 4 or 5 yard carries. They didn't have.
I love an explosive carry. Obviously, everybody does. But if we're not getting explosives, you got to get the 3 to 5 yard carries on that.
Virginia did that against Coastal.
And right,
they didn't get 4 to 5.
Those keep drives
State,
going.
They had the explosive.
Yeah, those keep drives going. When you go 3rd and 9,
correct.
It's just tough. It's just
tough. I did think Noah Vaughn ran the ball well yesterday.
Vaughn ran the ball well as well.
He didn't have a lot of carries, but when he got his opportunities, I thought he ran the ball well.
Did Zay get hurt, Jack?
Did who?
Was that talked? Did Zay get hurt?
Xavier Brown. It wasn't talked about, but I think he was a little stung up when he went out of bounds on his last run of the game. He got hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like he was holding his shoulder.
He didn't return, so there wasn't a question asked about him. There was no comment, but he didn't return after his last carry. No, but the blocking is so much better. Whatever you want to say, the offensive line is a much better offensive line.
Offensive line's been much better. No matter what, I would agree.
Yes, and the schedule down the line is easier. I think personally, and I know it doesn't show this with what's going on in UNLV right now. We have a better quarterback under center.
We definitely have a better quarterback. There's no question.
He's played well. He played well yesterday. No matter what you say about the last pick, I get it. He played well yesterday up until that last pick. And the leadership is there everywhere. I just don't see how Virginia loses. They will not lose 7 games. I think they could still absolutely go 7-5. We knew Virginia wasn't going to go undefeated. And we're in week 2 of the season and they lose their first game.
I think we thought they were going to go longer than 1-0.
I agree, but
we did talk about that.
But if you flip this NC State game and let's just say the NC State game was week 8, and that's our second or maybe let's say our 3rd loss of the season, week 8. Are fans so overreacting?
It depends on what it looks like, Jack. I mean, it just depends on what it looks like. I mean, if you're through week 8 and you're saying you're going to be 5-3. I'm not excited at 5-3. That doesn't excite me.
Because that would include an FSU loss and a loss. So I guess it would be 3 losses in a row. But
I mean, look, the bottom line is this: Virginia is not built on mediocrity. So you play 12 games. George Welsh won 7 every year for a decade, basically, with an 11-game schedule.
Yep.
So being 6-6 is not going to excite me. Being 7-5 is not going to excite me. I'll say that was a nice little season. I'm glad we spent $30 million on a nice little season. But this program is built to win on a larger scale. Not when I say this program, I should say this university. Virginia is a university that wins championships. Now, we haven't done that in football. We haven't proven to be able to with the academic standards, et cetera, et cetera. But Virginia is a championship university. It is not a hey, let's go 7-5 and call it a good year. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. And if that's all we're going to see with the talent that was brought in, then that's not going to be good enough for me.
I know we're trying to wrap up here in a minute, but one more thing I want to say is I still think Virginia is going to win. I think they can win 8 to 9 games 100%. When you look down the line of that schedule, in my predictions, I had them losing to Cal, I think at UNC and Duke were my 3 losses. They can 100% win that Cal game. That could make up for the NC State game. Cal's not a very good football team. It's scary with the way the traveling works and whatever. Duke looks like a winnable football game. I don't know. UNC looks terrible.
They're all just as winnable as NC State.
And I really think that they're gonna win. NC State is they're gonna find a way. I'm telling you right now. 8 to 9 wins. They're gonna win some toss-ups. Every school loses some toss-ups.
I hope you're right, Jack. And compared to previous seasons, I think we're still gonna have a much better year. And I still think I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win 7 this year. And then check in with me after Stanford before Florida State, because I want to see, just how we looked against those teams, and check into with me after Florida State. I think we're going to find a way to win 7, but that's if we win 7.
Some of it's health too, because look, Jack Whitmer last year was not great on the O-line. That's why we went out and got so many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday, I give you, we lost 2 big pieces. They're out. But yesterday I'm looking, and there's Jack Whitmer in the game, where he played a lot of snaps. Where's the other guy? Like, where's the kid from JMU? Where's the kid from Syracuse? Did we bring in these transfers and they're not better than Jack Whitmer? I mean,
but it worked.
Last thing from me, could we see, since you mentioned Syracuse, they had to run sprints after the game yesterday. Did you see that?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
I would like to see Coach Elliott line our guys up on the line. Let's run some sprints. I
tried to put up a poll. I had a video of that, and I put it on X, and I would you have been okay with this? Like, do you, in general, do you agree with that philosophy of?
Can you imagine running sprints in the heat there yesterday against NC State? They'd been puking on the side of the field.
X wouldn't let me put up a poll with the video, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what the fans would say on that.
Before.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
With that being said, though, I think it's about time to wrap this one up. We appreciate all of you for tuning in tonight. Frustrating loss, but all you can do is go out there and do your thing against William and Mary. I 100% expect them to win that game big. So with that being said, be sure to go check out the CavalierConnection.com. As always, got plenty of articles there covering everything. You got my post-game article, another article coming tomorrow, probably going more in depth about the game, and all the stuff going on at the CavalierConnection.com. So be sure to go check that out. Follow us on X at Talk EVA Sports, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the Cavalier Connection. With that being said, go Hoos.
Go Hoos.